Spike Nation, what's going on? It's your host Marcus. I'm here again to bring you another onboarding video. And today we got a special topic. It's not about data, it's actually about charting. So tune in to see how the charting application can help you. Today I'm actually really excited because we're going to be showing discretionary traders how to build on the edge using Spikeet. As a systematic discretionary trader myself, dabbling in both, I find finding discretionary tools rather hard. You're kind of left out, in the wind. And in my experience, going through hundreds, if not thousands of charts with your setup, it's very important to improve as a discretionary trader and build your edge. But who am I to tell you? So here's legendary trader Christian Kumagi himself saying the exact same thing.
I think a lot of people, even some pretty decent successful traders, I think they would do even better if they really went back and looked at thousands of examples of that setup they trade or the setups they trade and really nail down all the variations of those.
So take it straight from the man who turned $9,000 to $82 million himself. You can significantly improve your edge in discretionary trading by doing historical deep dives based on pattern recognition. And in today's onboarding video, I'll be showing you just how to do that through the charting application. So let's sign in and let's get started. We're going to probably want to create a scan that's going to show up good on the chart. So let's do something that's going to be obvious, like a gapper. So let's do something that gaps and runs. So what we're going to want to do is go to create data request, right? And we'll call this big gappers that run, right? And we'll do 2020 to 2023. That should be good. So you'll see identity. This is what we're going to filter by. So our stocks is going to have to be, we could set is not, but our stocks is going to have to be a security class that is a stock common, stock ADR, ETF, and open. I'm going to do actually close. So this is going to set a close price. So the close price on the previous day, that's what that -1 is for. The close price on the previous day has to be greater than 0.5 for this scan. All right, so now we have two conditions in. We don't really need intraday, not looking for that. Our indicators, we don't really need that either. Fundamentals, I want this to have news. Me personally, I like to make sure my gappers have news so I know it's not a pump, even though for this study, whether it's a pump or not really won't matter. So we're just simulating how to do a Kumagi deep dive, right? And how to do it efficiently. So we'll want our gap to at least be above 20%. Like I said, we're doing big gaps. I think 20% is pretty big. And we'll do the high of day has to be, because we want to see the stock run, right? So we want to see the stock run big after it gaps. So I'll do, the stock has to run at least 30%. Okay, we actually added 2020 in there, so there'll probably be a good amount of these. So we'll do 35%. So the high day has to at least be 35%. Boom. And then I want to add a dollar volume filter so we're not getting like little thin stocks that just gap everywhere. So gap percent. So you can see you actually have custom formulas in here already, like tomorrow's volume, tomorrow's close. I am looking for a dollar volume filter. There's no dollar volume filter, so I'll just input my own. Boom. Right? Magic, right? I know, just popped up, but 1 million. So this is just saying that the dollar volume is going to be 1 million. So the dollar volume on the previous day was at least 1 million. All right, hit add filter. And now we have a dollar volume scan along with a high of day. Oh, not a high of day, but yeah, we have a high of day that's going to at least be 35%. So from open to close, we have a change of 35% and a gap above 20% along with the rest of our filters. We hit next, hit review. We want to collect some stats. Like I said, this is just for charting, so we don't need to make this, in detail, but we want the symbol, probably want the name right. Date, of course. So do the date. Open. Low. close. All right, so we'll take all those, and we don't need any intraday. We don't need any indicators. I actually don't care what the news is as long as it has it. And then we'll want the gap percent. We'll want the high of day. Right? Yeah, we'll want the high of day. Low of day, we pretty much want all of these. Yeah, I want the range too. Give me that. Change of open and change of close. Okay, we hit review. All right, so I turn on daily updates because I actually just want to come back and be able to see this stuff later. I think it'd be interesting to look at. So date, open, high, low, close. We have everything we want. We have the filters we want. Security class is closed on the previous day. It's above 0.5. It has news. And then it has dollar volume release 1 million the previous day. And we have a 20% gap with a 35% run. Okay, we hit get data. All right. So while that's running, let me show you guys some of the deep dives and what a deep dive will look like. And this is really why I find, this Spikeet and the platforms and these tools just in general, like developing more tools like this is just very necessary. For a discretionary trader, you don't really have a lot. So here's one of my, databases that I created. As Q Maggie said, you want to have a database of at least 1,000 of these. So this database alone took like a day to create, and it's only like 60 setups or so. So this is just a bunch of different gappers, EPs, stuff of this nature. You'll see we'll get a lot more. I just inputted the condition, but you'll get a lot more just by simply, you just do a scan and just manually get it, and you can go through them and you can learn a lot faster. This is way more effective to do it, So this is like an EP one. I actually have a lot more, as you can see. I've done a lot of stuff, a lot of deep dives and study, which is, from my own experience, doing all these deep dives and studies made me realize how inefficient these things could be. So I do something like this. And yeah. So you can see there's tons of these, right? But we can just go through just different stuff, there's to create databases like this, right? Where you have hundreds of these, it takes a lot of time, and you don't want to be doing these type of things manually, going through it, marking down notes and stuff of that nature. It is much more efficient to just, go through it, create a scan, go through it that way, and pull all the information. So I have daily breakouts near all-time highs, growth recovery market of 2018. I have all types of stuff. So here's one that I did. You can see I'm like manually collecting these in TC 2000. So just for example, right, if I wanted to do random stock, okay, I do a random stock. Now I'll pull up my charting software. Let's try to find one. Okay, so we found Jmia, JMIA, and we want to find a breakout setup or an EP setup of that. Okay, so I'll open this up and it looks like this. I'll do something like Jmia, right? Let's just say, hey, my goal was to find a big gap in here, right? Number one, I have to go through this. Yeah, so this looks like a good gap. I don't know what the percentage is here. Seems like the percent is 10%. So this is a good gap. So I can then take a screenshot of that, add it to the database, whatever, and then I'll keep going all the way back, look for more of these gappers, and go day by day. And so right now I went through the whole stock. How many EPs did I find? It doesn't seem like too many. I'll have to go to the next stock. We go to the next stock. Maybe I find 2 or 3 there, but I'm looking for thousands of my setup, right? So this is not like the best approach to do something like this, in my personal opinion. It's just ineffective. So now that our scan is done, we can go view charting. But before we go view charting, some of you guys might not have charting. If you have a trader plan, then you'll have to actually, subscribe to a charting plan if you want this feature. Or if you're new here and you're not really interested in data, then you'll probably want to get this chartist plan. But in my personal recommendation, you can check out the earlier videos. The quant yearly is the best bang for your buck. Back at the home page, we can finally check out our data. So just click open data and click view charting. Let's get started. So inside of Zoho, we'll see, and you'll see also, the charts are directly linked to your scan results. So this is our scan results. This is the list here of our scan results that we get in Zoho, and our charts is directly linked to this list. So when we open up our charts, the first thing you'll notice is AHPI will be the first chart that you'll see. So if I open up our charts, you see right here, AHPI. So AHPI, February 27, 2020, it has 465 results. So you can see this top right-hand corner, 465 results. And if I scroll all the way to the bottom in Zoho, you'll see 466 minus the header row, that's 465 results. So you get exactly what you scanned for is in order. You can go right to the chart. Also, at the top right-hand corner, all right, you have this that says change per page. So you can do one chart per page or you can do 20. Quick note before I get started showing off the charting features. The charting software is provided by TradingView and the data is provided by Spikeet. So if you're ever curious and want to know more about the software and the features that it has, you can check out a TradingView tutorial. So let me show you the 20 charts. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So as you can see, we went from 4 charts to 1 to 20. Okay, and you can see here, I'm going to label this so this can be very clear. And we'll call this big gap. That's what we wanted. All right. So big gap. This is the day of the event. So on your daily chart, the rightmost bar, so the rightmost bar is going to be the day of the actual event that you scanned for. So, right, if I do change this to 1 hour and change back to the daily, you'll see this comes right back and you can see the rightmost bar once again is the day of the event. So this is our big gap that we're looking for. And so speaking of the 1 hour and, you know, our intraday time frames, as you can see, if we look at this chart right here, this chart is AIM February 28th, 2020. You can see you only get the day, the data up to the date that you're looking at. So your intraday data does not, you know, continue on. It stops at the end of the day. So if you want to change the time frame that you're looking at, you can go to the top left-hand corner of the chart. You see where that says 1 day. You click that and you'll open up and get a bunch of different options. As you can already see, we have the 5-minute, 15-minute, and 30-minute open, but you also have different options of that. You have hours and you have days. So let's click the 5-day. And now you see we switch to the 5-day chart, but I actually want this to stay on the daily. So also in here, you can favorite your favorite time frame. So I like the 1 minute, the 5-minute, and the daily charts. And now you can see I have the 1 minute, 5-minute, and daily chart up here. I can easily click on these to switch time frames. You can see it's also over here on these charts. You do not need to sync that up, and you can tell which time frame you're looking at because it'll be blue. You have a bunch of different emblems over here. I've been kind of showing them off a little bit, but we won't go into too much detail. But you can remove all the drawing and indicators. So I can do that. And when you do something like that, you can also save. So this is the save feature. So now you particularly save this chart. Every single time this chart shows up on a daily is going to be empty. So I can draw, you know, whatever on here now. So let me just say, let me type in some text. Okay, so let's see if I'm lying here. Big gappers and cappers, and I did not save it, right? So this is not saved, and then I'll change the time frame again. So last time, you remember how I showed every single time with the trend line? Well, with just like a line, and it said big gappers where this date was. So if I change this time frame, 1 minute, and I go back to the daily, you can see it's cleared. And it's cleared because that's how I saved it. So it's going to come back to this every single time. So this is how the save feature works. So But this is the Kumagi deep dive we're kind of look at. So I want all my charts to have, I believe he does the 10, 20 day. So we're going to add some indicators. So let's add a moving average. We'll add the 10 day, add another because we're going to add the 10 and 20, and we'll add the 50. And I think that's all he puts on his charts. From 10, and it's based on a close. Offset can be 0. And I'll change I can show you how to change. So we're not using, yeah. So here we go. 10, 20. This doesn't really do anything because we're not showing that line, but I'll just, you can see you can edit it. So I'll change this to be yellow and hit OK. Okay, so now we have 2 trend lines. And then the last one will be a 50-day trend line. Inputs. Let's put 50 here. So we have 10, 20 based on a close. And then the style of this will be, I don't know, we can do red for this one. We got some Christmas lights going on here. You just click out, hit OK. So now when I zoom in, or let me just show you the zoom in feature here. If this is what I'm interested in, stuff before the gap, you can see I have all my trend lines, right? Then I can hit sync. So we're going to sync all our indicators. So this is very important, very useful tool. Sync indicators and time frames to all charts. So I hit sync. So I hit sync and you can see everything's all synced up. All right. So now we have Christmas lights, Christmas decorations on our charts for, all 20 on the page. So lastly, actually before that, is say you wanted to share, like your findings. So you drew an interesting chart and you're like, hey, I want to share this to Twitter. You can tweet this image out. You can save this, you can copy it, you can post it to a link and put it in Discord. I mean, you can take a snapshot of, whatever you're interested in. But lastly, what you can do is you can take an export and you can export all the charts, or you can download all the charts to a page on the page. So I have 20 charts here. And let's say I want to download all of them. I just click download all on page. And as you can see, I got a file down here, right? So this file just downloaded. If I open this file up, you can see all these charts are here. So, and we can tap that, we can open it up and you can see everything saved and synced up. So beautiful charts, very easy to create a database with this. With the charting showcase over, I hope you understand how powerful and effective the Spikeet charting application truly is. TradingView software, Spikeet's data, the ability to scan and link your charts right to your results, the ability to not only draw trend lines, but to mark up with text, sync different time frames, and sync your indicators, and then be able to take snapshots, tweet it out, or just, print it out to a database, export it, and have everything marked up and noted already. It really saves you countless amounts of hours when you're doing these studies and doing certain deep dives to building your edge. With that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.